Welcome everybody for the meetup that is going to be all about building a really solid growth strategy today with a new case study where you can learn at a real concrete example from a startup from Düsseldorf, Germany, and on how I'm thinking about creating a custom growth strategy for them. I think this will make it much more applicable for you in the real world. And I really hope you enjoy this. And again, you get all the information at the link getpirateskills.com/growth strategy. And I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. The four main sections that we want to handle today are like what makes a good growth strategy, then setting the right growth goals, then drafting real marketing funnels, like preliminary funnels in your head, and how I think about that before I go into actually implementing them. And then I want to draw like a growth roadmap that is like a prioritized list of stuff that I want to do. And at the end, as always, we have the big Q&A. What is a growth strategy? A growth strategy to me has 6 very distinct components, and let's talk about them. But what is the main goal of any growth marketing strategy? For me, it is to get people smooth through the customer journey, to get more people smoother from acquisition to activation, retention, referral, and then of course, revenue. This is our growth marketing treasure map. And this mental model has helped me so much to always figure out the bottleneck of any business you have. You can switch some of the labels here on this treasure map for you so that it fits your business model. But all of us have this in common. We try to get customer to our website or onto our mobile apps or on the phone. We try to build trust, see if we can provide the right value for the right price for them. And then they become customers, and we want to keep them as loyal customers and hopefully as evangelists for our business. And somewhere in this customer journey, people are getting more stuck than in other parts. So this is the model that helps me to find that, to really hone in onto the biggest bottleneck or the biggest potential I have in my business model. And this is what I always keep on coming back to. So that is the broad goal. But how do we get there? For me, this all needs to relate to practical things. If this is just theory, it's worthless to me. I always hit my ideas against hard cases, and during the next 6 meetups, we will have the Monday Rocks case. That is a real world startup here from Düsseldorf in Germany. And I want to tell you a bit about them and why we have chosen this case. So Monday Rocks is an app that helps to architect the perfect team structure and to help team leaders have more successful teams. You can check them out at monday.rocks. I love their logo and their own team culture over there. And they are mainly a B2B business. So they are serving small, medium, and large companies. And they have 2 parts of their business model. The one is the consulting business, the team development part, and the other one is the software, the team analytics part. And they are going after really high customer lifetime value targets. Why is that important? If your customer, like with the past team I worked with, EcoCut, their lifetime value was like 13 euros because they sold a little widget, which was cutting the windshield wiper and making it new. And if you have such a low customer lifetime value, like 13 euros revenue, not profit, then you have to make direct sales. You have to make it work. They can see 1 ad, maybe 2 ads, then they have to click and buy, that's it. But if you have a high customer lifetime value, you can really do so much for your customers. You can really craft the customer journey in much more detail, and you can afford a much higher cost per acquisition per customer. So that's why I mentioned that this case has this, this not limitation, but this particularly attribute, high customer lifetime value audience. Then they are targeting people in HR, maybe the CEO and the team leaders who are using the app in the end. And what they want to do is they want to strengthen their sales, which is really working well, through inbound marketing. So ideally, they would, in the future, generate more leads coming in, asking them for support, either with the software and with consulting. So that is the goal and the case that we are after. And now the question is, how can we help this case to get people more smoothly through the customer journey? And to me, I have found 6 aspects of growth marketing that are absolutely the same, no matter what your business model is, that you have to focus on and have to learn and master in order to get where you want to go. To have more happy, profitable customers. So let's look at them one by one. The first one is the growth roadmap. Here we want to set a very clear and challenging goal. So think about it. Think about the case of Monday Rocks. Think about your own case. What would be a meaningful and challenging goal here? Is it to generate leads, or before that even traffic or sales? Or should the focus be revenue? Should it be return of investment? We have to decide what we want to focus on, and we're going to talk about that later. Once you have defined your goal, though, you now have to think about what is going to resonate. What is the value that I'm providing, and how am I communicating that value? For Monday Rocks, it is, of course, like team performance, team harmony, team efficiency, maybe a better fit into some culture, maybe stress relief in a teamwork that simply works. We really have to think about this qualitative aspect of the growth marketing strategy, because if your value isn't there and your customer doesn't understand it or get it, you won't sell anything, or at least not profitably in most cases. Then, once you've communicated your message, and let's say we focus on LinkedIn for the communication, and we have a great company and personal profiles that communicate the value of team analytics, people now need to go somewhere to learn more about that product. And you can send them directly into a checkout and ask them to buy the product. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to build a funnel that generates leads, that then nurtures those leads into prospects and customers. That's what we are going for. And because we're nerds and it really helps us to scale and learn faster, we also try to measure each step of that customer journey. Person clicked on the ad, landed on the landing page, checked it out for so and so long, then clicked the call to action button, filled out the sign up form, made an appointment, actually turned up at the appointment or to the webinar. They talked to us. It was an interesting talk. They want to have a proposal. The proposal gets now being discussed. Then they go into the sales cycle, and then they buy, and then they have some contract revenue. They maybe have increasing customer lifetime value over time, and you have certain costs against certain expenses. That's what we want to measure. And I'm serious. All of those steps will reveal to us if our experiments that we implement are working or not working. So, next part is then being able to scale through paid or organic traffic channels into profitable campaigns. If you have profitable campaigns, you don't have an ad budget anymore. Imagine you would be 100% sure that every 1,000 euro that you spend, it will result in 1,250 euros. How often would you do that? Probably not just once a month. You would look for opportunity to do this daily, if possible more than once daily. So identifying and really fighting to get that profitable traffic channel, that's the focus in that aspect. Last but not least, the 6th aspect is all about optimizing that conversion path. and to make the journey more smooth, to make all of the steps working together, the funnel, the content, the traffic, the analytics, and to really study your customer and craft it in a way that they really start loving that product. Yeah. So that is the sixth aspect. So that's what I do about once a quarter, I would say. I try to focus on one of these segments and review my goals, my message, my funnel, my analytics, my traffic, at least on a quarterly basis. But once a month, I really focus very, very heavily on one of those aspects. Today, it's all about the roadmap. That is what growth strategy is to me. If you have any ideas what you like, and what you would suggest to add to a growth strategy, I would really love to hear that in the comments or in Discord. And let's check off this box and talk about setting the right growth goal, which is the most important next step to me in a growth strategy. You can see that in the next segment of this video series.